So it's time for what I consider one of my real treasures, something that I don't get to play or haven't played anywhere near as much as I enjoy the game. Uh, I know I promised to get Samurai on the table fairly shortly, but been having trouble with the counters. I've been clipping them, and that's not going as quickly as I would like. Plus, I'm kind of tired of playing tactical, and I feel something light like this will give me a chance to catch up with the counters, I hope, as well as play something that I really have not gotten enough playings out of. It's funny, I picked this sucker up. A friend of mine used to own a store, and he'd get a few used games occasionally, and he'd give me a hell of a deal on this one. I don't think he knew what it was worth, honestly, but this is something that I think it's one of SPI's coolest games. Especially, this was in 1976, and let me explain a little bit about the situation. Obviously, it covers the Russian Civil War. It does it on a fairly abstract level. I mean, it's still a war game. You've got units with combat strengths. They fight it out on a table, but it's a very, very light war game. Now, it holds multiple players up to 6. Each one has their own little counter set, just to mark what they control. What's cool about it is you're randomly distributed a number of leaders, assassin markers, Politburo markers, etc. at the beginning of the game. And I haven't done that yet. I haven't gone through the full setup yet. I wanted to catch the initial standing. And then you're allowed to discuss and trade amongst yourselves to try to set up a situation that maybe, you have some geographical advantage in or some point. And you play out the game. There's 4 different colors on the map. They represent, obviously, the Bolsheviks and the whites, but also the greens are various nationalist factions, and they're all pretty much limited to where the region of the country that they're in. The exceptions to that are the Polish and Finns, who can push into Russia and capture part of it. And the blue units are non-local, non-native, whatever you want to say. They comprise a number of different things, including the German occupation forces as the war was ending, and a number of Allied forces that were thrown into the war into the Civil War situation to try to stabilize Russia, and that didn't work very well. And finally, a bunch of lost Czechs who couldn't make their way out of Russia any other way except through Siberia. Yeah, poor them. You've also got rules covering the Tsar and his family, who are captured by the Reds at the beginning of the game always, and the Imperial Gold Reserves, which are held by the Whites at the beginning of the game. Now, what happens is you draw a bunch of leaders from this chit pool, make your deals, and then you place them on the map with your control marker on top of them. And it may well be the case that you have multiple different factions, Reds, Whites, and as the game progresses, the Greens and Blues come under people's control, possibly. The Blues also get withdrawn from the game. With the Reds and Whites, what you're going to be doing is trying to collect victory points, but the victory points are kind of side dependent. So if you kill red units, you get victory points that help you if the white side wins. If you kill white units, you get victory points that help you if the red side wins. And there's similar sorts of things. For example, killing the Tsar off is good if you're red, but not such a big bonus if you're on the white side. So you collect up your victory points, and one side or the other will eventually win the game. And if you have the most victory points for the side that wins, you win. So it means that you can kind of be playing a double game throughout the entire thing, and that's really really cool. Uh, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to catch you guys again once I've set it up, but I thought I'd give you guys a quick view of what's coming.